Jambo Radio. You can now download the Jambo Radio mobile app on your smartphone from the App Store, Google Store, or Play Store. You can now use our Jambo Radio app on your smart mobile phone or device to contact us and also send us your song request. Now it's time for our weekly magazine show, the BB African Magazine.
Hello everybody, welcome to BB's African News Magazine show on Jambo Radio, the show that focuses on all things positive coming from the Scottish African diaspora and the African continent at large. We have an incredible show planned for you today. I hope you've been enjoying all the amazing music Baron's been playing you. We decided to do things a bit differently this morning, so if we're all settled in, relaxed, we've had some music to enjoy, it's time to delve right into some positive but a bit serious matters. Baron, you ready? Are you there with us?
Yes, I am here.
Baron's here, I'm here. Remember what we are? The perfect what?
Combination.
That's hashtag perfect combination. Baron and BB's all the way. All right. So our first story of the day. Listen, we cannot jump past this. Everybody knows. Everybody's been talking about this non-stop for the last 3 days. Baron, what do you think about Elon Musk and Donald Trump? I can't even finish. You see, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. What do you think about what's going on?
It's interesting. It's interesting. Almost like what we see back in Africa.
Didn't I call this, Baron? Didn't I say this was going to happen? There's just anyway. Let's read the story and then we'll talk at the end of it. Okay. So, U.S. President Donald Trump has said his relationship with Elon Musk is over. And when he asked if he wished to amend the damaged ties, he replied no. The comments were Trump's latest since the epic fallout between him and Musk unraveled on social media over the last couple of days. It came after the tech billionaire, who donated millions to Trump's election campaign and became a White House aide, publicly criticized the president's tax and spending bill, a key domestic policy. A majority of Republicans have fallen in line behind the president, though. Vice President J.D. Vance said Musk had gone so nuclear, quote unquote, and may never be welcomed back into the fold. Vance told podcaster Theo Von that it was a big mistake for the Tesla and SpaceX CEO to attack the president. For weeks, Musk had been criticizing Trump's signature legislation, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill, as it made its way through Congress. He said that if passed, the bill would add trillions of dollars to the national deficit and undermine the work he had done as the head of DOGE and its efforts to cut government spending. And shortly after leaving DOGE after 129 days in the job, Musk posted on his social media site X that the bill was a quote-unquote disgusting abomination, but he didn't yet criticize Trump directly. Last Thursday, however, Trump told reporters he was disappointed with Musk's behavior and everything changed. Musk responded with a flurry of posts on X saying that Trump would have lost the election without him, accused Trump of being implicated in the files of Jeffrey Epstein, as you know, the disgraced financier who died in jail awaiting sex trafficking charges. Trump then responded on his social media platform, Truth Social, saying that Musk had gone crazy. In one post, he threatened to cut Musk's contracts with the federal government. And in his interview with NBC News on Saturday, Trump said Musk had been, quote unquote, disrespectful to the office of the president. I think it's a very bad thing, he said, because he's very disrespectful. You should not disrespect the office of the president. Like, I'm trying to give a straight face, people. Okay, finally, Musk, the world's richest man, who donated roughly $250 million to Trump's presidential campaign, suggested that during the social media feud that he might back some of Trump's opponents during next year's midterm elections, throwing his support behind challengers to the lawmakers who supported Trump's tax bill. And when asked about the prospect of Musk backing Democratic candidates that ran against Republicans, Trump said he would, quote unquote, face serious consequences. Okay. Right. Do you know all the moving parts, and he said this and he said that? Mm-hmm. The thing that struck me the most, that actually made me feel very, very uneasy, was the fact that Trump is threatening that if Elon backs Democratic challengers, he would face consequences. That is not America. That is not freedom. The president can't say that. Yeah. Like, absolutely never can say that. But we're in a strange, bizarre, upside down world where things that are impossible to even imagine a president saying it's just taken. Yeah. People are not even focusing on, he said Musk would face serious consequences for backing. It's a free country, can back whoever he wants. But to say that openly, not think it and say I'm going to deal with this guy, but to say openly, that is just it's tantamount to
It just shows that at the point where interests didn't align.
Their true nature.
Yeah.
But the thing is, these two people have massive egos, and they're also quite childish presenting under normal circumstances. Whenever they don't get their way, or whenever they're trying to express something, or it's a strange way. They have these big characters, but it doesn't seem like they have the maturity that goes with it. So Musk on Twitter. It's 24 hours on Twitter. Anybody says anything, he's retweeting it. He's saying things that are hoaxes, things that have been, disproved. It doesn't matter. He just goes, and he has 240 million people hanging on his every word. And he doesn't care. He's just, he goes to Germany and talks to their right wing over there. He claims that white Afrikaners in South Africa are, being genocided, and Trump takes that on board and all of that. And then Trump, as you know, is somebody who tweets out 24 hours a day on his side. I hate Taylor Swift. China is a tough ally.
China.
I mean, it's just, these are strange people, and then they're powerful. One is the most powerful, quote unquote, the most powerful man on earth because he's the president of the United States, and one is the richest man on earth because, well, he has 400 billion. Who needs 400 billion dollars? You don't even need $1 billion. You don't even need 1 billion. 400 billion dollars. What to do with it? So it was that bromance, or that, coming together they had. Musk was doing it for his own interest, the contracts he was going to get and all of that. And then, just being in the corridors of power. And then Trump was allowing him being the... Oh my God. The room where the cabinet meet and Elon is sitting there.
Office.
No, the Oval Office is the president's office. That's fine. People visit all the time. I'm talking about where the Congress, not the Congress, the cabinet, where they sit.
Yeah.
The director of the CIA, of defense, the director of education.
He got that much access.
Oh, he used to sit there normal and talk as well, and all of that. So all that was going. People were going, oh my God. Trump was taking Elon's son, without Elon, his baby, on the helicopter, the presidential helicopter. Elon's not there, just Trump and the wee boy, and just random things like that. And people, oh my God, they're so close. He put the Teslas on the White House lawn. Told people to buy them. It's like we are watching a strange movie. Like, you can't stop watching. It's a very odd film, and you hope it doesn't happen in real life. But this is actually real life. And then now, finally, the egos have come together, and they're head on, and now they're fighting publicly.
It's almost like Trump just woke up and I was like, why am I doing this, guys? I'm not. Well, allegedly
bidding.
Bidding.
I think, okay, so Elon contributed to his election, and then so that formed, he gave gave him access, that gave him, and he was like, oh, Elon's going to do this, he's going to put space, he's going to do that. Do you know Elon Musk, one of his tweets, he said he's going, if Trump cancels his contracts, he's going to dismantle the Dragon program, which is strand astronauts in space. Wow. These are grown people, grown men. One has 5 children. The other one has 14 children. These are fathers.
Who has 14?
Elon Musk. What? You didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Oh, Elon Musk has 14 children with 5 women.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, and Trump has 5 children with 3 women. That's the Republican Party, family values.
Yeah.
Wow. And Christian, evangelicals. Woo! Well, these are the people who are there. Yeah. Anyway, coming back to, leave all the frivolous stuff. It's funny, but it's extremely sad because this is frightening. Because it's like when Trump was beefing with Putin openly 2 weeks ago, and they're talking. He's calling him crazy. He's calling him childish on the world stage. Now he's threatening someone's going to face consequences for backing somebody else. You can't say that. Anyway, how do you think this is going to end? Do you think it's all going to die really quickly and just, status quo? Because this is another day in strange world, which we've inherited in the last 10 years. Politics has been a very strange place.
I think both sides have things to lose. So it's just going to be a lot of chat on social media.
Yeah, but Trump is like the president. Like, he has nothing... He's the one who's, at the end of the day, who's going to win.
Yeah.
Because he's shown that he can say, push the envelope, tear. The envelope is torn, it's in tatters, and nothing happens to him.
But still, if well, he goes on with the things he said, and then well, Elon also does his own as well. But both sides would lose.
Of course, both sides. America is losing on the world stage, like of the respect and all of that. That's going. I'm talking about just in the who has more to lose on a personal level. And that's Musk, because Musk will not have access. He's become a pariah. People don't like him anymore. That's 2 years ago. So Musk was like that guy. No, 4 years ago. Elon Musk was that guy. He's so clever.
During the lockdown and all of that.
He's so clever. He's so rich. He's so this, SpaceX, that, Tesla, that. It was a genius. Is a this, is a that. And now people look at him like a weirdo, crazy person on Twitter all day. $400 million. $billion and just causing trouble and now fighting the president publicly. This is not a good look for America, not at all. I wish Trump was a bit of a statesman. Just dial it down. When the guy insults you, just nothing.
Or just ignore it.
Just nothing. Let him talk because he was saying, he was talking about the bill at first. Started with the bill. He didn't like the fact that after all the work he'd done bankrupting people, Trump was now going to pump money into the economy, which he says they don't have to pump, and create deficit. And he was criticizing the bill, and then he went too far with his words, and Trump doesn't like that.
I still think it's going to be just the social media and press chat, and then
people, because we've been last 10 years, our brains have been rewired. Because one thing on Mondays, this Tuesdays, that is a fire on Mondays, a flood on Tuesdays, an earthquake on Wednesdays, a hurricane on Thursday. So you're still trying to recover from the flood. Hurricane is here, flood, and then our attention is like, and that's what's going on. That's literally what's going on now. So it doesn't matter how big the thing is. That the signal scandal, the one where they were texting the plans for Yemen, that would have been a scandal to last years. That should have been a scandal. Investigations, people talking about it, papers writing about it, everybody who's involved in it first of all gets fired immediately, and then they maybe face charges. Maybe it should have been going on for years. It lasted about a week if that, people talking about it, and the guy still has his job. Everybody still has their job. And he even actually had another one where he sent his wife details, another text on this. After that happened, there was another chain of texts he was sending his wife talking about the plans, which if you go home and talk to your spouse, but you have a very, very important secret job. And you go home and talk to your spouse about, man, don't tell anybody, but blah, blah, blah. That's normal. But to be texting it openly on a platform that has already put you in trouble, like, who are these people? Where did they get them from? Hey, America, come on. You're that. Oh, come on. Anyway, so shall we move on?
Yes, please.
We're like, yes, please. Yes, please. All right, so Kenya. Let's go to Kenya. Let's move. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's go somewhere a bit more sane. Have you heard that Kenya has relaxed its visa rules for African countries? Yes. After a lot of criticism. So Kenya will now allow citizens of nearly all African countries to visit without needing prior authorization, according to a new directive by the cabinet. Last year, Kenya had introduced a visa-free, quote-unquote, policy that required most visitors to apply online for authorization before leaving their country. But in the introduction of the electronic ETA, that's Electronic Travel Authorization, which replaced the visa requirement for all visitors, was criticized as a visa under another name. So last Tuesday, cabinet statement said the ETA will be dropped for all African countries except Somalia and Libya. Due to security concerns. It said this is part of efforts to support open skies policies and tourism growth and promote regional integration and ease travel across the continent. So despite introducing the ETA, Kenya fared worse in the latest ranking of how open it is to visitors, dropping 17 places to 46 out of 54 of the African nations. So several African countries have tried to ease travel requirements for visitors from elsewhere on the continent in recent years, with studies showing it's often easier for citizens of Western countries to visit. Africa. Earlier this year, Ghana had said all African passport holders would now be able to visit without needing a visa, and African visitors to Rwanda also don't need a visa to enter the country. The move to facilitate travel within the continent is also being pushed by the African Union. They're trying to create an AU passport which will allow all the African countries to travel to each other's countries without any visas. Under the updated Kenyan system, however, citizens of most African countries will be allowed to enter Kenya and stay ETA free for up to 2 months. Members of the East African community, which include Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi, can however stay up to 6 months in line with the bloc's policy. That's cool. Kenya also says it will introduce an enhanced process allowing travelers to receive approval instantly and a maximum processing time of 72 hours. It's not clear when this will take effect. Several ministries have been tasked to propose guidelines in a week to improve travelers' experience at all Kenyan airports. That's what the cabinet said. And on Tuesday, the government said it will introduce a system that will enhance pre-screening, strengthen security, and streamline passenger processing at entry points. All right. So you think that's good?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think more African countries should allow
Start
for
doing
free movement within Africa.
I think in West Africa, we can all move to each other's countries, can't we? Like in...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Togo, Ghana, Upper Volta, showing my age. Upper Volta is Burkina Faso, yeah?
Yeah.
And all the others. I think we can move freely, allegedly. But we should be able to. It shouldn't be easier for Westerners to travel to visa free than other Africans. It's there's something strange about that.
And again, it might be good for Nigerians. Did you see the video where the Kenyan president was saying that his daughters are married to Nigerians, and then here is I think it was another wedding where a Kenyan was marrying a Nigerian. And then it was like, what's going on with the Kenyan guys? Are you guys slow? What's going on?
The girls are going. Nigerians, we're on a plot to take over the world. I was like looking at there's a video of some people were saying they're mixed, right? Nigerian this, Nigerian that, and there's some combinations. I was like, excuse me. So there's like a whole video, like, oh, I'm Nigerian, Polish, I'm Nigerian, Japanese, and Russian. I was like Nigerian, Pakistani. Oh yeah, Nigerian, Indian. There was Nigerian, and it's Igbo. They're mostly Igbo, Indian, Igbo, Pakistani, Nigerian, Kazakhstani. Like the combinations were like, wow, we're really everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
Like MTN. Unbelievable. Yeah. So Kenya, get ready. If you open your visa for us, we're coming. I think some of the richer African countries are scared because if they have this visa policy, then some of the poorer African countries will want to move there and maybe live there and all that. But this is we're talking 2 months, 3 months, 6 months stay without a visa. That should make things easier for visitors, not those looking to migrate. Look at those looking to migrate are going to migrate regardless, even if they have papers or not, or even if they do have papers and they're thinking of moving, they're going to try in that way. But if it's for just visitors, I want to go quickly, I want to go for a wedding, I want to go for a holiday, I want to go for business, it should be easier. Let's just go to the airport and just get in. We should all do that. Anyway, so that's Kenya. I think it's a very good idea, and more African countries adopt that. Let's just stop this. We're one Africa. All right, Baron, what do you have for us?
So it's Chella.
Okay.
My Darling.
My Darling by Chella. All right, go for it.
All right.
Sweet melody. What you wanted me to give you, my darling. What is it that they told you? Telling me how they be fooling you like on the telling me how they be fooling you like on the my darling, my darling. you do me day, girl, they walk. Kaya mata tilakya, creepy pity juju where you do me tilakya. On top, me no know why you be feeling awkward. My popo shikari la kari, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo, my darling. Emere mukini yo.
All right, here we are. That was My Darling by Chella.
Yes.
Chella, I got it right. Okay, now we're gonna go on a journey. We're gonna go to our African travel segment.
Okay.
It's very, very cool. This week is very, very cool.
African travel. Okay.
Right, so we have friends, and they're called True North Voyages, and they've put together. This is great because summer is literally here. We're in June. It's time, right? So if you're thinking, I want to spend my money, in a Black, African, Caribbean type situation, I've got you. So this week we are going to the Caribbean though. Yeah, we've done a lot of African resorts. We know what we do on this channel. We've done Kenya, we've done Rwanda, we've done South Africa, we've done Tanzania, we've done a lot. So this week we're kind of going across the ocean to the Caribbean, and we're going to see what our brothers in diaspora have for us on the other side. So this is a video of the 10 best Caribbean all-inclusive resorts. So it's price, when you put price together with what you get, quality and everything, all-inclusive, your food, your lodging, everything, and the 10 best resorts in the Caribbean from our friends at True North Voyages. Here we go.
Imagine a vacation where your only task is to enjoy the warm sun, turquoise waters, and delicious food. You're about to discover the best Caribbean all-inclusive resorts that offer exactly that and so much more. Whether you're seeking romance, breathtaking views, or a family-friendly escape, this video will help you find the resort that perfectly matches your need. Ready to find your perfect Caribbean getaway? Let's get started. At number 1, for the best overall all-inclusive resort, we recommend La Casa de la Playa, a luxurious adults-only boutique nestled in Mexico's stunning Riviera Maya. This resort has captivated tastemakers and Hollywood stars since its opening in 2021, as it boasts a wealth of all-star amenities, including round-the-clock butler service, heated private pools, and a spa with an ocean view hydrotherapy circuit. Guests can indulge in a rooftop bar with panoramic views, an ocean view library, and gourmet experiences crafted by renowned chefs. With its hyper-photogenic infinity pool and modern art-filled suites, La Casa de la Playa truly sets the standard for all-inclusive luxury in the Caribbean. At number 2, for the best beachfront all-inclusive resort, we have Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, located on the serene shores of Juanillo Beach in Punta Cana of the Dominican Republic. This adults-only resort offers the perfect blend of relaxation and excitement. Guests can enjoy swim-up suites, beach butlers, and access to 25 diverse food and drink venues, including the must-try ceviche at Shutter's Beachside. Whether you're lounging in a club-level suite with unobstructed beach views or unwinding at the spa's hydrotherapy circuit, Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana delivers the ultimate tropical escape. At number 3, for the best all-inclusive resort for romance, we recommend Secrets Cap Cana Resort and Spa, a luxurious hideaway on the stunning shores of Juanillo Beach. This resort offers couples a luxurious hideaway with exquisite dining, exciting activities, and unparalleled service. Enjoy the epitome of romance with their signature unlimited luxury experience, where everything is included, no wristbands required. Indulge in gourmet a la carte dining, top-shelf spirits, and attentive pool and beach service, all while basking in the beauty of one of the most stunning beaches in the Dominican Republic. With endless activities, nightly entertainment, and impeccable service, Secrets Cap Cana ensures every moment is unforgettable. If you're at number 4, claiming the title of Best High-End All-Inclusive Resort is Gran Velas Riviera Maya, located in Mexico's Riviera Maya. This high-end all-inclusive resort offers everything from private plunge pools and 8 gourmet restaurants to a sprawling 90,000 square foot spa. The resort's standout feature is the 7-step water journey at the spa, an experience that perfectly complements the serene beachfront setting. Whether you're enjoying a romantic getaway or a family vacation, Gran Velas Riviera Maya delivers an unparalleled blend of luxury, comfort, and relaxation. At number 5, for the best all-inclusive resort for foodies, we have Palmaya, the House of Aya. This eco-chic resort is a sanctuary of serenity. Nestled between lush jungle and the turquoise waves of the Caribbean Sea, the resort's unique nourishing biome culinary concept, created by chef Charlie Garcia, emphasizes health with 90% of dishes made from natural ingredients, 0 refined sugars, and a focus on fermented foods. While the plant-based options are exceptional, the menus also cater to meat and fish lovers with locally sourced ingredients. Palmaya offers not just a culinary experience, but a holistic journey, combining wellness, sustainability, and a commitment to transforming every aspect of your stay. At number 6, for the best all-inclusive resort with spectacular views, we have Jade Mountain. Perched on the island's southwest coast, this architectural marvel offers unparalleled panoramas of the iconic mountains, making it a bucket list favorite for design-focused couples, honeymooners, and luxury seekers. The resort's sanctuaries feature private infinity pools and open-air designs that blur the lines between indoors and outdoors, allowing guests to fully immerse themselves in the stunning landscape. In addition to the jaw-dropping vistas, Jade Mountain offers unique amenities like a chocolate lab, sunset yoga, and guided walking tours, ensuring an unforgettable stay. At number 7, for the best affordable all-inclusive resort, we recommend Occidental Costa Cancun. This 4-star resort is ideally situated on Cancun's famous Cuculcan Boulevard in Mexico, offering stunning views of the Caribbean Sea and the beautiful Playa Linda Beach. With 358 Mediterranean-style rooms and a comprehensive all-inclusive program, guests can enjoy everything from delicious dining at 4 high-quality restaurants to relaxing at the lobby bar with live music. The resort also features a large swimming pool, a fully equipped gym, a luxurious spa, and a range of daytime and evening activities, making it an ideal destination for both relaxation and adventure in the heart of Cancun. At number 8, delivering the ultimate overwater experience, we have Palafitos Overwater Bungalows. The resort offers an unforgettable stay atop the turquoise waters of Maroma Beach, one of the world's top-rated beaches. These 30 private bungalows are designed to immerse you in the ocean's beauty, with features like glass-bottom floor panels, infinity plunge pools, and outdoor showers on private decks. Located in Playa del Carmen on Mexico's Riviera Maya, this exclusive retreat offers a perfect blend of elegance and intimacy. With Aztec-inspired decor, 7 diverse restaurants, multiple bars, and 24-hour butler service, ensuring a truly exceptional experience. At number 9, for the best all-inclusive resort for families, we recommend Windjammer Landing Resort and Residences, located in St. Lucia. Nestled on a lush hillside overlooking the Caribbean Sea, this 60-acre resort evokes the charm of a Mediterranean village while providing modern luxury and comfort. The resort is a haven for families, featuring spacious accommodations, glistening swimming pools, and a variety of water sports. Children and teens can enjoy a range of activities, from pizza parties to dance lessons, while parents indulge in world-class dining or relax with bespoke spa treatments. At Windjammer Landing, every moment is designed to create family memories that will last a lifetime. At number 10, taking the spot for the best spa and wellness all-inclusive resort, we have Como Parrot Cay in Turks and Caicos Islands. Set on 1,000 acres of untouched paradise, this resort is a sanctuary of tranquility and is the perfect resort for sun-seeking wellness worshippers. The Como Shambhala Retreat, with its treatment pavilions overlooking the North Caicos Channel, provides a holistic approach to wellness, offering everything from yoga and Pilates to personalized fitness programs and Asian-inspired therapies. Complemented by the nourishing Como Shambhala cuisine, this resort is the ultimate destination for those looking to align mind, body, and spirit in a luxurious Caribbean setting.
So, Baron, when are we going? Did any of this take your fancy?
Didn't think St. Lucia.
St. Lucia's, yeah, that's great. They all look so beautiful. But how do you feel about? I mean, I love the fact that we can go to Caribbean countries and go to, and enjoy ourselves and be with people who share some heritage with us. But if you were one of those countries where people come all the time for tourism, how would you feel? Would you feel like your country means nothing except people coming to have a holiday, as opposed to coming to learn about the country or do business or whatever? It's always about people coming on holidays. What do you think?
I mean, if tourism brings money to the country, then why not?
Yeah, but it's almost like your culture is for sale. Like in the evenings, they're dancing, the traditional dances. It's almost like you're creating this image and it's for sale, as opposed to people actually living the actual culture. And it's like,
I think people also coming to see the culture is part of them learning about it, because if you don't go to see it, how do you know what's practiced there?
It's like what's going on in Spain right now. So Spain for years, decades, centuries, English, the UK people we in the UK have always gone to Spain on holiday, right?
Yeah.
And it's become not just a cottage industry, but it's like a major part of their economy and all that. But the people are revolting now. There are lots of towns that are just tired because every summer people are coming in, it's driving the house prices up. The prices of local goods and services go up because people are coming in. So the locals are priced out, and it happens year in, year out. It's not just maybe there was the Olympics one year and then things happen. No, I'm talking every single summer, every single, not just, all year round, because they have warm weather all year round, don't they? So a lot of the people now are revolted. Actually, there's some signs that says tourists not welcome and things like that, and it's bad for the tourists because they feel bad they're being rejected. But at the same time, I can understand the local people feeling like it's too much. And
you also have to look into the thing about the prices of things going up. The businesses aren't just owned by foreigners; they're also owned by the locals. So.
Yeah, but the locals, so the business owners will benefit, right? Yeah. The landlords will benefit. Of course, that's normal. But the people themselves who are just living their lives, they're priced out of housing, priced out of groceries, goods, services, restaurants, all of that. So you live here, but you can't really afford it, and others are coming in and treating your, and then just the sheer amount of people for the local services, like the buses and the beaches and all of that, that's a lot of people as well. And once in a while, but every single year, I think I can understand how they feel. Some of them are really fed up. Like some Spanish towns are really, really fed up,
I don't understand that word.
You don't agree?
There has to be some kind of regulation. So that's where the authorities should step in to protect. Both sides. Yeah, but then they're making money from the tourism, so it boosts the economy, the local economy, and all that. Yeah,
I don't know what the solution is. So anyway, that was the 10 best Caribbean all-inclusive. It's affordable. It depends on the prices, and you just go in and take a look and see what fits your budget, and you can go enjoy yourself with your family or with your loved one or with your boo. I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. We're going to go on a quick break now. I'm going to come back with part 2 because we have more exciting stories and spotlights for you in part 2. Baron, what do you have for us?
No Wahala, Wanda Banton.
All right, here we go. No Wahala.
Problem in all the finish. Make you try to enjoy. While I know the finish. Make you try to enjoy. Se kata kata uru no the finish. Make you try to enjoy. Problem in all the finish. So make you try to enjoy. Make you dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Make you dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. You see this side, want live my life, live I'm judging. I don't like bad, I don't go find your trouble. I don't like kasala, so far my money the double. As my money to pile up, it make me happy, happy. As my money to pile up, it sweet my butt, problem in all the finish. We can try to enjoy, but I know the finish. We can try to enjoy. Se kata kata uru no the finish. We can try to enjoy. Problem in the finish. So we can try to enjoy. Make we dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. Make we dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. Make we dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. Make we dance like Luala, yeah, Luala.
Back, that was no wahala. Yes, good advice. Problem doesn't finish. Right, Baron, are you up for sparring with the boys?
Okay.
Let's
see.
This topic in particular has been on my mind, and I want to know your opinion. By the way, if you want to join in any conversation we're having, or any, you want to leave a comment, give your opinion, agree with us, disagree with us, ask a question, don't hesitate. You can always leave a comment on the Facebook live page or the YouTube live page of Jambo Radio Scotland, or just call in live if you have, if you're bold, call in live 0141 530 2787. That's 0141 530 2787, and you'll be right here with us in studio. All right, so Baron, the question for today is, the topic for the sparring is, successful kids who are born later in large families.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what if? So, for example, Michael Jackson, right? Biggest pop star ever.
Yeah.
He was born the 7th out of 9 children.
Yeah.
So what if his parents had stopped at the usual 3 or 4, even 5? There'll be no Michael Jackson. Can you imagine that? Or Dolly Parton. She's like, I think her parents had 14 kids, and she's like one of the the younger ones. What if they had stopped at 2 or 3 or 4? There'll be no Dolly Parton. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And things like that. People like JFK himself. JFK, he was not the first son. He was like the 3rd or 4th son. I think they had 9 kids. The woman had 9 kids, and I think he was number 5 or something.
Okay.
So there are people like that, right?
Yeah.
Successful people, but born. I'm not talking. You're the 4th child. That's the probability of that you having me for this is high.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the 7th child or the 9th child or
Yeah.
and you became super successful, like a president like JFK,
Yeah.
a pop star, a megastar like Michael Jackson, or a megastar like Dolly Parton, and
a minister in Nigeria.
who
Just
or a minister.
Example, just a
I'm
minister
talking
in Nigeria.
iconic, okay.
Okay.
Worldwide,
Okay.
What if your parents had the regular number of kids that people usually have, and they'd never been born? What do you think about that?
I think the world wouldn't even
No.
So
crazy.
listen, now there could have been another star now, but because the parents said, oh, you know what, instead of having 6, let's just stop at 5. And then now with this some star that we could have known, but
I just think it's incredibly ironic, because
Yeah.
I'm not even talking 5. That's still it's a large family, but that's still 7th out of 9. Who even has 9 kids? Who? Right, same woman, right? And he's number 7. The probability of him not being born was probably quite high. And then Janet Jackson was number 9.
Yeah.
She's Janet herself.
Yeah, I think the that might be a thing. There must be something that some Nigerians have seen that we've not seen yet. Because my mom's family, they're 10. Think 10. Is it 10? 9 or 10?
Is anybody super successful who was born later, not the firstborn? You guys put all the, how we put all the responsibility on the firstborn. But is there anybody who's like much later?
Well, successful in terms of maybe not big and popular, but in terms of
your life.
Life. Yes.
And supporting family.
Yeah.
So are there any lastborns out there, listeners? Are there any lastborns out there who, are you're a lastborn, but you're maybe more successful than your siblings, or you're the most successful person in your family? Whatever success looks like to you, it could be financial, it could be career, it could be your lifestyle. If they're actually calling, let us know what that feels like. And
then one more thing. It's again, maybe it's a thing of numbers. So the more kids you have,
the more likely.
Yeah, there is someone from there that blows big.
I'm just thinking though, I call it the what if question. That's what I call it, the what if, because what if they had never been born? I'm talking like people who are like the Michael Jackson thing, for example, and he and Janet as well, because they skip Randy's in between them. Yeah. Randy's like cool, but it is not Janet Jackson. So it's Michael's number 7, Janet number 9. They're the 2 most successful Jacksons, and they were born right at the very, very end.
Then look at Elon Musk. He has 14.
He has 14 children, and
maybe
that's just he's creating them. He pays women to, have a baby. He pays women to he wants to create like
football team.
No, like God. These people that believing I don't want to say the words because it's very bad.
I would say of
oh God, I don't want to say the word. But it's more like he's trying to create the perfect genetic.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah, because he thinks he's clever, and then he should have money. He believes that people should have more kids. He's always saying people should have more kids. And these people he's saying have more kids. I'm not sure it's like everybody. You know what I mean? So he's It's a very strange thing he's done. It's not just I met a lady and I had a baby. No, he's actually almost engineering these situations.
So basically picking based on the eyes. I like the eyes.
Yeah,
like the hair,
and then saying have a child with me, and then there's a lady who just got anyway. It's not all very clear, or clean, the whole situation. But so the what if question. So listeners, what do you guys think about hyper successful kids born later in large families? So people like Dolly Parton, Michael Jackson, they were born, we're talking about 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th child in a very large family. Parents could have stopped having kids much earlier, but if they had stopped having kids, these people, these icons, these giants of entertainment and politics and all of that would never have been born. Is that not a scary concept to think of?
Yeah. So something just crossed my mind. Yeah. So people like R. Kelly that were successful as well. Were they like the first ones or close to the end?
I don't know. I think Robert does he even have siblings?
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to check now.
Let's see. Robert Kelly has siblings. Singer. Siblings. Well, he's the only one that has the talent. Yeah, he has three siblings.
So okay, so just 4 of them then.
Just 4 of them, but he's the only one that was and that's another thing. How come some talents are just only one person in the family gets the talent, and other people have you're okay, but you're not the same level as one. That's crazy as well, isn't it? That's crazy.
Maybe one person made it, and then the rest were like, let's just relax. It's like having a governor as your sibling. You're like, what? I don't want to work again. Just make me a commissioner.
Excuse me, it is not family but business and not family money. I do not like that thinking at all. You better go hustle. It's not your family's money. It's Nigeria. It's the country's money.
It's a Nigerian thing, African thing rather. Because we see in other African countries where a president makes his son a minister.
Yeah, and then his brother is this. It's horrible. It's horrifying. It's like Trump. I think a lot of times when you talk about large families in Africa back in the day was because kids used to die early. So parents just had lots and lots of kids because they were scared that some will die because of illness and all of that. Yeah. And then it just became a thing. But that, I think the original cause for having lots of children, because the child mortality rate was very, very high back in the day. All right, moving on. All right, so we're going to have one song quickly, and then we're going to come back and do our African Spotlight, which is a very interesting one this week, guys. Just stay tuned. Baron, what do you have for us?
Kojo Black, Excellent.
So Kojo Black, Excellent, or Kojo Black,
Kojo Black,
Excellent?
that's the artist in the song. The song name is Excellent.
Okay, not Black Excellent.
Not Black Excellent. You sound good anyway.
Yeah, that's Kojo Black, Excellent.
That feeds my chest. Your back asset. You know they play my chumba rest. Me see my jolly. But no bata me kongo no. Baby kongo aso. You dey see me no fi kill am for my head. I need to know where you did. Oh yeah, send me a look kiki. Shabali you know the day. Oh, my nest are not the day. I need to know where you did. Send me a look kiki. Shabali you know the day. Oh, my nest are not the day. Come to my da. Oh, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. Shorty, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency.
Girl, I need you. You make a man feel in you. All I want is you. Oh, yeah, tell me what I don't feed do. I you. Whatever you want, I go give you. Oh, my baby boo. 247, girl, I'm ready. Body set it. Go to my shit for my baby. Wanna do many things very crazy. Now she telling me, say she be Jensen. She working Fendi. Pull up in a Benzie. Bum they offend me when she bend it. You go put me for it.
I need to know what you did. Oh yeah, send me a look kiki. Shabali you know the day. Oh, my nest are not the day. I need to know what you did. Send me a look kiki. Shabali you know the day. Oh, my nest are not the day. Come to my da. Oh, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. Shorty, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency.
That was very, very cool. I like that. So excellent, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Now it's time for this week's African Spotlight. Every week we focus on a good news story or interesting story from the diaspora or from the continent on someone doing amazing things in the community. This week is interesting because not focusing on just one person, but a collective of people. Parent, do you know what we're talking about this week?
I saw it.
Okay. Yeah. You are producing this. If you didn't know, that would be a problem. So this week we're shining our spotlight on fashion models, particularly fashion models of South Sudanese heritage. Why, you ask? Well, let's hear more. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So models of South Sudanese heritage are making waves in the fashion world and are known for their stunning dark skin and striking features. From the legendary Alec Weck to rising stars like Arok Akol and Nok Yai, these models are in high demand for their beauty and resilience. And despite challenges faced by some models, the global fashion industry is embracing the diversity and talent of South Sudanese models with a growing demand for their unique look and presence on the runway. One such person is Anok Akol. In the last 3 years, she's been streamed across the world while modeling, even sharing a runway with Naomi Campbell at the Off-White show. She says she's constantly bumping into models from her birth country, South Sudan. South Sudanese people have become very well known for their beauty, she says. She has high cheekbones, rich dark skin, and stands at 5'10" tall. Models born and raised in South Sudan or those from the country's sizable diaspora are everywhere. They range from up-and-comers like Akol to supermodels like Anok Yai, Adut Akech, and Alec Weck. After being scouted in a London car park in '95, Alec Weck was one of the very first South Sudanese models to find global success. She's since appeared on numerous Vogue covers and modeled for the likes of Dior and Louis Vuitton. And the popularity of South Sudanese models shows no signs of waning. Leading industry platform models.com compiles an annual list of modeling's top 50 future stars, and in its latest selection, 1 in 5 of those models have South Sudanese heritage. Is that not crazy, Baron? 1 in 5.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, Vogue featured 4 South Sudanese models in its article about the 11 young models set to storm the catwalks in 2025. The expectation of what a model should be, most of the South Sudanese models have it, says Dawson Deng, who runs the South Sudan Fashion Week in the country's capital, Juba. She says they have the perfect dark skin, they have the perfect melanin, they have the height. They do have height. But why exactly do fashion brands seek out South Sudanese models over other nationalities, you might ask? Well, Akur Goy, a South Sudanese model who has worked with designers like Givenchy and Armani, has a theory. She said she believes South Sudanese models are in demand not just for their physical beauty, but for their quote-unquote resilience as well. She was born in Juba, but as a child she moved to neighboring Uganda, like Akol and hundreds of other South Sudanese. Many fled in the years after 2011 when South Sudan became independent from Sudan. After leaving the war-weary South Sudan for Uganda, Goy's biggest goal and dream was to become a model, and fantasy became reality just last year when she was scouted by agents via Facebook. And for her very first job, she worked for Italian fashion giant Roberto Cavalli. Is that not crazy? Her very first job. But some South Sudanese models have had more tumultuous journeys. An investigation by The Times found that 2 refugees living in a refugee camp in Kenya were scouted and flown to Europe, only to be told they were too malnourished to appear on the runway. A lot of South Sudanese parents do not approve of their daughters' modeling as well. However, a lot of the girls have gone on to become breadwinners for their families, even paying for the siblings' school fees and other responsibilities. There's an increasing demand for diversity in fashion, and Akol believes that South Sudan is here to stay. Alec Weck has been doing it long before I was born, and she's still doing it now. South Sudanese models are going to go a long way, she says. Okay, so what's your opinion? Baron, I actually was thinking, it's so funny how the dark skin, because most South Sudanese are quite dark skinned. It's like a shiny, beautiful dark skin. And in the wider entertainment landscape, there's a lot of colorism, they say, happens, that people prefer light skin, brown skin, all that stuff. But in this particular niche of entertainment, and dark skin is actually coveted as opposed to the other. Is that not interesting?
It's interesting. Just hoping that it's not some kind of
like a token, a trend, and then later. But like she says, Alec Weck has been working for over 25 years, and she was like the first South Sudanese supermodel. They've been modeled but supermodel.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think, like you said, she hope it's not a trend, but I think they do. Like when you see some of the South Sudanese girls, and everybody's tall. Apparently, I saw a video where there's a girl in a village in South Sudan, and she got the greatest bride price anybody's ever paid in that village, particular village, because she was the tallest girl in the village. So I think in their culture, they actually love height. The taller you are, the more desired you are. Is that not crazy?
What?
Yes. So she was the tallest girl in the village, and therefore she got the biggest. All the guys there was like a bidding war for the bride price.
Hey. Some of my friends will not make it there.
You can't relate. You people are not very tall where you're from.
Some people I know will not make it.
Oh, like who? Give an example.
They know themselves.
And also the boys also, they're quite tall. So they say things like, if you say your height starts with 5 foot, they don't want to hear it.
Hey.
If you open your mouth and say no, they don't want to hear it. They want to hear from 6 foot, because that's where they're so used to the tall thing. So if you're South Sudanese and you happen to be under 6 foot, apparently that's not good for you. Can you imagine?
Yeah, short for your people.
Meanwhile, in other cultures, you're tall.
Yeah.
So I was saying that the dark skin is coveted and is wanted and desired in the modeling world because it's so striking, right? And then in other entertainment, they're saying music videos and all that, they're like, oh, they want the light skin or whatever colorism is doing right now.
Also the Nigerian movies, or sometimes that you're seeing the cast for the ladies are just light skin and
crazy,
a bit of accent here, like what?
Crazy. Crazy. I like brown. Like, I know that sounds crazy. I like everybody, of course, but my perfect. So when I'm thinking of, like the perfect skin, everybody's skin is perfect, and so please, listeners, do not misunderstand what I'm saying. Everybody's beautiful. All colors, all shades are gorgeous. The whitest of whites and the darkest of darks, super striking. But there's something about like a dark caramel, dark. It's so nice. It's nice. Everything is nice, though. I'm not saying the others are not nice. There's beauty in all shades. All shades. Do you remember Grace Jones's iconic cover? I wish you could pull it up. Grace Jones, her cover of her 80s album, Island Life. That's the first time I've seen anybody that dark before, and it was striking. I didn't know she was a woman. I thought she was a man. You know this picture I'm talking about?
She have her hair as well.
She has like a very square cut. She's wearing a man's blazer.
Is it Ireland?
Island Life, I think. Just a Grace Jones album cover.
Grace Jones album cover.
It's very iconic. I think it's Island Life. Yeah, Island Life. No, it wasn't Island Life. It wasn't Island Life. Sorry. It was,
so she had the flat top.
Yes, and a cigarette in her mouth.
Yes.
She has a cigarette and she's wearing a blazer. As a child, I was like, well, what am I looking at? Is this a man? Is this a woman? Is this a girl? Is
it a mannequin?
He's a mannequin. Is this a real human? It's so iconic. And her skin was like almost blue. It's so dark that it's almost blue.
Yeah.
It's just stunning.
I'm trying to get it on screen.
Stunning. And I know, I think that's the most iconic dark skin person's picture I've ever seen. That stuck with me as a kid. Jesus Christ. I was mesmerized as a child. I was mesmerized. I was like looking at, because you have the cassettes and all that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? Like, is that a boy? Is it a girl? Is it so iconic? So iconic. She has other iconic ones as well, but so I can understand why in fashion this would be striking. I get it. This is super striking. But I hope it doesn't, like you said, I hope it's not a trend where after a few years then, it's all about, who's the palest of the pale or the whitest of the white and who's the,
Yeah.
But the girls, like they say, the work is going to keep going. I was thinking about the two girls that they said were scouted from the refugee camp because they're beautiful South Sudanese girls, and then they flew them to Europe and then they were turned away because they were malnourished. Yeah. Imagine being too skinny for the modeling world.
So if they are malnourished,
why didn't they nourish them?
Are they going to be malnourished forever?
I didn't just put them in a room, feed them for like 3 weeks. Yeah. Like seriously, it's not that serious. It's not that dumb.
We didn't mean to start taking photos like the same day.
Maybe they're scouted for a show and they arrived and yes, it was for the show. They couldn't do the show because they were too malnourished. Imagine being too skinny for the modeling world. You must have been really skinny. Yeah. Because they love their skinny in that industry.
I like to see their ribs come
out.
Oh
yeah. Yes, I love it. I love the story. I love the fact that, these girls are seeing a way out. I've not heard a lot about South Sudanese male models. There must be some because it's the same idea, right? Tall, dark skin, striking. That must be super interesting. Maybe it's more normal, it's more regular on the guys. Maybe it's not as it doesn't stand out as much.
Well, I think with modeling, there are more of women in it than guys because they're trying to get. Because women will
spend the money.
Buy more. Yeah,
but you do need guys to model the suits and things like that.
Yeah.
Even like supermodels, there are not that many guys.
Yeah.
But imagine a friend of mine. She's a makeup artist and she did a show recently for Dior, and she was like, she was like that. All the girls are just like that high in the sky, and she's just like everybody was like super tall. I said, can you imagine being tall and being that dark skinned and being that that face? I can imagine it must be quite, for some photographers, they'd be like, I can use this. Yeah, this is great.
You need to grab up with a little ladder, a little stool, and then.
I can imagine it must be good. Okay, questions for the week, guys. So number one, what do you think about the high demand for this very dark-skinned models in the fashion world, in spite of perceived colorism in other parts of the entertainment industry? Number one. And number two, What do you think of situations where grown children can make a good living and provide for their families through work that the African parents don't always approve of? That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So man, a job, the parents don't like the fact that the girls are going to be modeling, wearing skimpy things and all that. To them, that's not like cool, although there's nothing wrong with it. But to some African parents, that could be, especially some conservative, like South Sudanese parents could be quite conservative, I believe.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, oh, you're going to model? No, I don't like that. But then your child starts making a lot of money and they can provide for you.
Yes, the thing is, see, African parents, at first they'll say, I don't like it, but once you start getting money, you're like,
Things have changed. It wasn't like that before.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that before. There was a time when, I remember my in the 80s, when I was a very small child, my auntie was an actress.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was still, she was TV acting, so that was fine. TV actresses, I think the stigma was not much. But when Nollywood started, and the actresses started acting like movies, there was a big stigma.
Yeah.
It's different now. Now everybody's actually aspiring to be in that industry.
Yeah.
Baron, I tell you, in the 90s, when Nollywood was starting and coming up, it was a stigma. Those ladies were actually pioneers today. If you think about those ladies, they actually circumvented societal expectations, because at that time it was looked down on. The only person who was respected was Ego Boyo, because she came from a sophisticated family and all that. So, it was kind of like she was given a pass, She came from a high class family and she became an actress, She presented herself a certain way, so that was classy, and she was acting TV, not movies, so that was classy. But the girls like the Genevieves and Eukarya Anunobi, all those ladies Motala in the beginning, people, I know he's gonna marry you. There was a lot of that going on. Being an actress was like a stigma, like, oh, you're this, you're that. Now it's a great thing to be an actress. It's so changed.
More people are now open-minded.
Yeah. And I think they've seen the industry grow. It's an art form. Although it's always been an art form, but I don't know why there was this so stigmatized back in the day.
I mean, you see people that could say, oh yeah, you're going to act a movie and then you're going to go kiss someone in the movie. Then people are like, you're getting paid for it. So
Baron, even if there was no kissing back in the day, I promise you, just an actress acting a role in the industry. Oh no. And everything, back in the day, there was not really a lot of love scenes. We didn't really do that but just the fact that you're dating someone in the film and this and that, and you're going on set and
going away for a while,
it was something. It was really something. There was really a big stigma. So parents didn't exactly approve, but now I think Nigerian parents or African parents are a bit more flexible when it comes to certain careers.
I do remember when I started doing the DJ thing at first. My mom was like, why are you DJing? Okay, can't you be like a gospel DJ?
I like that. I'm like a gospel DJ, like mom.
And then go forward years later, and then she's like, do you not have an event this weekend?
Anything? Why are you home? Why are you here?
Why are you home?
That's amazing. Yeah, so the second question is, what do you think of situations where grown children make a good living and can provide for their parents and families through work that the African parents, don't always approve of? Like, what do you think would be a classic example of a job where most African parents will not approve of? What do you think?
Music.
In today's world? Like after Davido and Burn, please go and sing if you can sing. No, but seriously, like something that they like frowned upon.
Frowned upon.
OnlyFans.
If you are selling fans, if you are selling fans, they won't like it. Because no one will say
nobody. My child is
my daughter is selling fans.
Well, then they're making money. Like, from what I hear, I don't know anything about this side of the internet, but from what I hear, they make a lot. If you have a successful, account or whatever, you make a lot of money. That means if you're making a lot of money, then you can take care of your family. Would that change their perception, or is still a no? You know what I mean?
That's still a no.
That's still a no, right?
Yeah, that's a bit extreme.
All money is not good money.
So we could say, let's say something like content creation. not that kind of content, like basic
just
content
normal,
creation,
yes.
Maybe you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
you
but that's
do-
working now. That's working hard. That's
So, but parents be like,
go and get a job.
why are you doing YouTube? Why are you all streaming? Where is the money? Those kind of things. But it will take a while for everything to grow. But
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. All right. So those are questions for the week. Number one, what do you think of the high demand for dark skin models in the fashion world in spite of perceived colorism in the other parts of the entertainment industry? And number two, what do you think of situations where grown children make a good living and can provide for their families through work that they, the African parents, may not always approve of? Okay. If you have anything to say, if you want to answer this question, so add your opinion, please don't hesitate to leave a comment on the Facebook page or the YouTube live page, or call the studio directly 0141-530-2787. And while we wait for your questions, here is Baron's choice.
so next is Victoni Apollo.
Apollo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Apollo. It's like the eye problem, or is it?
Yeah, close.
Another world. I no go there once I con the ways. Apollo there. I no fake on the look with your face. I'm mobile. Bella beg of Victor in your case. So why no go there? I no go there once I con the ways. I follow there when money get it. So no go there. So no go there where he party the ways. I'm mobile. Bella beg of Victor in your case. So why no go there? I no go there once I con the ways. No go run over me, my girl. Becky, slow down. No na bulldozer for your back. Draw me closer, make I talk. Becky, slow down. No go run over me, my girl. I no go there once I con the ways. Apollo there. I no fake on the look with the face. I'm mobile. Bella beg of Victor in your case. So why no go there? I no go there once I con the take on the ways for your body, oh. My salvation, Reverend Father say it there for your body, oh. If I go by, my resurrection self go there for your body, oh. It's a miracle walking body, oh. Everything there for your body, oh. No, no go put me for cemetery, oh. No, can't listen, oh, unnecessary, oh. No, baby, no, Apollo do. I don't go there. I don't pick up.
All right, we are back, and we're just talking about our African spotlight. We're talking about fashion, the fashion world, and how it's going crazy for South Sudanese models, especially the girls. They are getting lots of opportunities in the fashion world. Vogue covers, working for major fashion houses, and they're being scouted in particular because apparently South Sudanese girls have something special. They have most of them are quite tall, very dark skinned, and have a very beautiful faces, and they're being really targeted by the fashion world. They're in high demand right now, and we're asking, what do you think about this high demand for dark skinned models in spite of perceived colorism in other parts of the entertainment industry, and as well as modeling is not like a job most African parents, conservative parents, would approve of, but then a lot of the girls are making money and supporting their families. So the second question was, what do you think of situations where grown children can make a good living and provide for their families through work that maybe those parents, African parents, don't necessarily approve of? What do you think of that? And yeah, we're just waiting to hear from you. Baron's given his opinion, and he thinks if you're making money, why not? Most parents might have a negative position on the job, but if money starts coming in, they're like, I I could be flexible, change their minds a little bit, but some parents maybe not. So I'd like to hear what you think on that issue. All right, let's move on while we'll wait to hear from you, but let's move on in the meantime. And it's now time for our Have You Heard segment. And every week we share an interesting development, story, or event from the diaspora. And today we're asking, have you heard about how Ugandan women are taking control of the coffee business? Have you heard?
No.
Oh, it's great. Let's talk about it. So, Merida Nandudu, a Ugandan coffee producer, has launched a coffee sisterhood called Bayaya Specialty Coffee, which aims to reverse the imbalance in labor and financial control in the coffee industry. Nandudu's business group now includes about 600 women, up from dozens in 2022, making up about 75% of her registered farmers in the mountainous area of eastern Uganda that produces the prized Arabica beans and sells to exporters. Traditionally, women have done the hard work, but have not had control of the money. Nandudu's goal is to reverse this imbalance in labor and financial control in the business that can't run without women. Uganda is the second highest coffee producer in Africa after Ethiopia, and the country exported more than 6 million bags of coffee between September 2023 and August 2024, accounting for $1.3 billion in earnings. The earnings has been rising as production has been dwindling in Brazil, which is the world's top coffee producer, due to unfavorable drought conditions. Nandudu grew up in Sironka district, a remote village near the Kenya border, where coffee is the community's lifeblood. As a child, she helped her mother and other women look after the acres of coffee plants, weeding and laboring with the pulping, fermenting, washing and drying the coffee. According to Nandudu, the harvest season was known to coincide with a surge in cases of domestic violence, as couples fought over how much of the earnings men brought home from the sales and how much they didn't. So to address this issue, she introduced a strategy where a woman's coffee was fetching a slightly higher price than that of a man, which motivated the men to trust their women to sell the coffee. When a woman sells the coffee, she has a hand in it. She knows how much she sold this coffee, and when they come back at home, they're able to sit down and discuss. So through this, they witnessed low reduction in the levels of gender-based violence in the communities. So once women were empowered, the violence went down. Nandudu earned her degree in social sciences in Uganda's top public university in 2015, with her father funding her education from coffee earnings. She wanted to launch a company that would prioritize the needs of coffee-producing women in the country's conservative society. She thought of her project as a kind of sisterhood and chose Bayaya, which translates as sisterhood or brotherhood in her language. For smallholder Ugandan farmers in remote areas, a small movement in the price of a kilogram of coffee is a major event. The decision to sell to one another or to a middleman often hinges on small price differences. Nandudu adds that an extra 200 shillings to the price of every kilogram she buys from a woman, which is enough of an incentive for more women to join the company. Another benefit is a small bonus payment during the off-season from February to August. She believes it's important for women to be engaged in the coffee value chain, as traditionally women are caretakers and managers. She also believes that the coffee production is changing her life around, providing her with independence and the ability to take care of her own children. Okay? So, what do you think about that? The women in that part of the world, in Kenya, have been doing a lot of the physical work, tending to the acres, bringing it out, cleaning, drying the coffee, fermenting it, getting it ready for sale, and then the men go sell it, right? And then there's no accountability in what's going on. So now that women are part of the sales part of it, it's changing things, apparently. What do you think about that?
I think it's good. Seem to be the best, or usually say the best man for the job, but yeah. So in this case, the best women for the job.
I'm just wondering, why don't the men join in the tending of the crop as well? Why only like when it comes to selling? Because it says most of the time 75% of the crop is tended to by women.
Is it a cultural thing?
Maybe. Maybe.
Because in some cultures, I know in Nigeria it's both men and women.
Women that do the farming.
Yeah, but most times women that do the farming. So is that the same thing in other countries where it's mostly women?
But in Igbo land, is the men that do the farming?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, so you be farming and you go and give birth as well and cook food as well. They want to kill us, yeah. No, but this is great. This is great. It's coffee is such an important thing in Ethiopia and Kenya. And I think for a long time, we just, the idea, Kenyan coffee, yay. You just think about it. You go to the shops and you're like, Kenyan coffee, that's good quality coffee, Kenyan coffee. Yeah. We don't really think of what it takes to tend it and who's doing the actual physical work, And a lot of times it's not mechanized. I know some farms have mechanization, but a lot of times it's by hand. Most of these things are by hand, Yeah, I mean, this is a great story. I love it for them, and I hope they gain more and they make more money. And I think she's doing a good job, the lady. All right, that was our Have You Heard segment. So when next you go to the shops and try to buy some coffee, please spare a thought for the women on the other side of the world who are actually growing the crops and tending them, harvesting them, and selling them to bring you that coffee here in Europe. Okay. All right, Baron, what do you have for us?
Next is Inyanya.
Oh my God, it's been a long time. I haven't heard that name.
Applaudissez. That's the title of the song.
What does it mean?
Applaudissez. It's not French, like. Applaudissez. Applaudissez. Okay. That's how he says it.
Okay.
So, if you're French and then you know how to say it properly, please.
Mais moi, je comprends français, mais je comprends pas applaudissez, hein.
S'il vous plaît.
All right. Here we go.
I want you to know that I love you so. I love you.
I'm back. Varun, why am I smiling? Why do you think I'm smiling? What time is it? What time is it?
Yeah, no.
All right. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So the moment is arrived for my favorite part of the show, and our favorite, most exciting segment of the show, as always, is our moment in African history. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So this one is a treat. You're gonna enjoy this one. So, Baron, do you know where I'm going tomorrow?
No, please tell me.
I'm going to London. Do you know why I'm going to London tomorrow?
Are you living in the UK?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
We're going to see Beyonce at the Cowboy Carter tour.
Okay. So do you have your boots on?
I do. My entire bedroom is full of boots and hats and everything has been crazy. But we're ready. We know what we're wearing and we're going. So I thought, okay, so why don't we tie that with history, right? Mm-hmm. So, and you know, country Beyonce, this is a country album she's done, and she's had a lot of brouhaha about it. What's country? What's not country? Should a black person be doing country? And I thought, country is originally black music. Did you know that?
No.
Oh yes, country music is. Yeah, it has black roots. African roots, actually. I know that sounds crazy, but we're going to find out about it because it's always educational here on BB Show in the African history segment. So I decided, why not talk about the black roots of country music? So we're going to learn something today. Here is a video by our friends from One Mic History, and this is the black roots of country music. Let's go.
Beyonce has released her highly anticipated country album.
It's called Cowboy Carter. It's a genre that's been kind of taken from black people.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em.
Beyonce's country album has been all the buzz, and some say that country music's foundation comes from black music roots. But is this true?
Racial barriers, musical copyright battles, and cultural forces have shaped the conversations about who belongs at the forefront of this genre. Beyonce's album has ignited a relevant cultural conversation around the racial barriers to entry into a genre that has been heavily influenced by artists of color.
It's time that listeners know the history behind this genre, and that credit is given where it's due. It has its roots in so many different communities, pulling influences from African-American folk music and rhythms, Hawaiian steel guitar, Mexican ranchera music, and many more. The story of how black culture has influenced country music begins with the banjo.
A twang is required. A twang is necessary.
The banjo is one of country music's first instruments. While we often associate the banjo with rural white South, its origins are actually much older and more diverse.
I love the banjo. We all know that the banjo was created in Africa, right?
This instrument began its journey as a gourd instrument, brought to America by West Africans through the transatlantic slave trade. It then evolved in the Caribbean into the banjo that we recognize today.
The sound of the banjo was essential to Black community life and became essential to the evolution of what we know today as bluegrass music and old-time music, and that evolved into country music.
Originally, the banjo would have been played with what are called gut strings. The musicians would play them with their fingers, often in a claw hammer style, this very rhythmic way of playing the banjo. When we think of the really twangy style of banjo in country music today, that's a more modern style of playing. It's very significant that when Beyonce puts out her country album, Cowboy Carter, the very first sounds that we hear off the first single are the sounds of the banjo. And not just any banjo. We're hearing the gut string banjo played by Rhiannon Giddens.
The melodies of many early country hits were also lifted from other Black music genres: blues, Black folk music, gospel, and more.
And some of the earliest country icons were taught by and drew inspiration from Black musicians and songs. The Carter family, often hailed as the first family of country music, really shaped their unique sound with the help of Leslie Riddle, a Black blues and gospel guitarist.
He accompanied A.P. Carter on trips through rural Virginia in search of new song repertory. He taught the Carters many songs, including Lonesome for You.
Now I know what it means to be lonesome.
Country music can't be country music without Black influences. Without the Black influences, you have folk music.
If country music has always been this multi-ethnic melting pot, why has it been perceived as a white genre for so long?
Country music was heavily shaped and influenced by cowboys. 20 to 30% of cowboys were Black and brown.
Appalachia has always been multiracial, multicultural. I mean, it was the descendants of enslaved Africans. It was indigenous folks who's always been on the land.
Despite country music's diverse roots, the genre and communities it represents are often portrayed as white.
With, the invention of radio and radio becoming an industry and something you can market and have consumers, that's when you start to see the removal of Black influence, but also indigenous influence, Mexican influence.
Another reason country music came to be perceived as a white genre, the Great Migration.
As emancipated African Americans made their way to the north and coast, they started to cut ties with parts of their difficult past.
There was so much anti-Black violence that was occurring that you wanted to disassociate from anything that was seen as Southern and rural and country.
Many Black musicians who did not reject the rural music practices shaped them into new sounds and styles, like urban blues and rock and roll.
When I woke up this morning, all I had was gone again.
Genre like race is a construct. There's nothing elemental about it. Understand why we create the rules. What are the rules inviting in? What are the rules excluding?
In 1962, Ray Charles introduced more people to country music with his soulful renditions of country classics in modern sounds in country and Western music.
I was playing traditional country songs for my friends and, people that would come by the studio. And they was like, man, listen, Nashville ain't going for it. I started adding 808s and stuff to those traditional country songs.
Blanco's song went viral on TikTok and has over 190 million views on YouTube as of summer 2024.
The world chose the song and did what it did. This was 100% organic.
In 2019, Lil Nas X's Old Town Road featuring Billy Ray Cyrus became the longest-running #1 song in Billboard history.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
However, collaborations like this aren't new. They go as far back as 1930.
Jimmy Rogers collaborated with jazz trumpeter Louis Armstrong on Blue Yodel 9, which blended country with blues, jazz, and folk genres. Despite these artists' popularity, lesser-known musicians have played a significant role in challenging the identity politics of country music.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel.
When we rise up, no weapon can stop us.
I am very proud of X's and O's, An American Girl, that came out in 1994.
Got a picture of her mama in heels and pearls.
My daughter, she was the person who tied her hair up in ribbons and bows, signed her letters with X's and O's. She was the inspiration for that song. It's not only a brown woman, but it is a brown woman. And that the brown woman can be the universal. And I've had over 20-some songs recorded. Almost all of them were painful to me because the identities of my heroes and sheroes, particularly my sheroes, have been whitewashed.
He was black as the sky on a moonless night.
I've had people explain to me about my own song, that meant he had a dark spirit, or he wore black clothes like Johnny Cash. No, it meant he was an African-American cowboy. And my own daughter encouraged me. She encouraged me to pursue a new album.
It was black as the sky on a moonless night.
Alice partnered with Oh Boy Records to create My Black Country, where her songs were performed and recorded by Black female artists for the first time.
So how does Beyonce fit into this long history?
Used to say I spoke too country, and the rejection came, said I wasn't country enough.
Beyonce did her research. Country music is not this one-size-fits-all. It's fluid. It can be anything.
No Black woman has ever had a #1 country song as an artist until Beyonce. Women have had a hard time in country music, period, getting radio time, white women, all women. But Black women, Indigenous women, Asian women have been excluded completely. There's a cultural redlining that has occurred until this Beyonce moment.
Linda Martell, featured on Beyonce's album, was the first Black female solo artist to play the Grand Ole Opry. Her single, Color Him Father, reached number 22 on the Billboard charts in 1969.
Color him father. I think I'll color him love.
Despite her talent, her label shifted attention to supporting their white artists. Racism quickly ended her career in the genre all those years ago.
You know, I've been a country songwriter working out of Nashville for 41 years. It was against a lot of opposition. That only galvanized my determination to persist.
According to a Black Music Action Coalition 2022 report, during 19 years of programmed country radio with 11,484 unique songs played, 13 Black artists were represented.
People got to understand the power of radio. It's hard for white people to get radio, so you know it's going to be hard for Black people to get it. Songs like mine went viral without radio, because radio said they wouldn't play the song.
In addition to that, the Country Music Hall of Fame has only inducted 3 Black artists since its 1964 charter.
Black people do listen to country music on a weekly and monthly basis in large numbers.
There is more interest in country music than ever before.
I could go on and on by the amount of Black people in country music who received an uptick in streams, which is beautiful. But there has to be a continued investment in the country music artists and in Black country music.
As much as it is concerned with its heritage, it's also a genre which is an amalgamation of so many different influences and is constantly evolving. What country music will sound like in 10 years is nothing like it's going to sound like today, and that's very exciting.
I thought I would retire without ever seeing a Black woman, a woman of color at the top of the country charts. So I am so glad that I lived to see that.
The times are changing, and the world has to accept the times.
The best way to celebrate the genre's brilliance and where it's moving is to recognize country music's multi-layered history and to continue uplifting existing and emerging Black and brown country musicians.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree. Baron, what do you think?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything?
Yes, I did.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've always liked country music. I told you that I wanted to be the first Black Nigerian country singer. Yeah, it didn't work out. I never went for it. When I was as a child, listening to Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, like, I'm going to be a country singer when I grow up.
Did you write any song?
Of course not. But I was like, I'm going to be the first Black Nigerian country star. My sister was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm like, I said, when I get my Grammy, I'll wear a Rumba bus at the Grammy. She's like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, but I mean, Beyonce is an amazing thing. I've listened to the album to get ready for the tour. I've listened to it, and I've just realized how she's putting things in. She's pretending like she's just about, it's a fun music and it's just about this. But if you listen to it, she's putting barbs in about, you know, things have happened to her and why it is that she's doing country now and why people said she wasn't country. I don't know if you remember when she released Lemonade a few years ago. She performed at the Country Music Awards with the Dixie Chicks, Daddy Lessons. They did an amazing job, and the crowd was just like, they didn't like, because why is this Black woman here? I think that was that night that she got the idea for this album. She was like, you know what, if you're gonna try to exclude me from your award show, I'm gonna come and take your entire genre. And she's done it. She got Album of the Year. She doesn't do anything by mistake, is it? by accident. This is great. It's interesting to see the way she moves. Doesn't talk, doesn't fight with anybody, just does it in the music. Very interesting.
Yeah. You can do it. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. It doesn't fight with anybody. Nobody. Just, but you find out they're talking about you in the song. You're like, me? Is that me?
Okay.
Anyway, guys, we have come to the end. I hope you love that, and I hope you find out a bit more about the Black roots and the, you know, diverse roots of country music, and that will inspire you to maybe check out some, you know, country music, not just by white artists but by everybody. There are lots of new Black artists now who this Beyonce's success in country music has actually, she's dragged them along, and they're now getting streams of their own music, so that's brilliant as well. We're at the 1 o'clock hour of the end of our show. I have to go. No proverbs this week. We'll have proverbs next week. I'll see you next week and stay proudly African till then. Bye.
Bye.